It's annoying, but it's a bot, and it cannot go on any longer. Hang it up, flat screen. I would have dragged you regardless. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, as you can see by the title, we are going to be discussing Addison Rae. Addison Rae is the talk on the street. Addison Rae is booked and busy. When it comes to people who are on social media, who are working and getting worked and just all over the place, Addison Rae takes the cake. Addison Rae pretty much picked up the baton and has been off like no one is stopping her. Addison Rae is everywhere. It does not matter if you like Addison Rae, if you don't like Addison Rae. You can't go any place and that is catered to young people and not see Addison Rae. Addison Rae is in Sephora. Addison Rae is on Netflix. Addison Rae is in almost every American Eagle ad, I think. Like, Addison Rae is every single place. Like, she has a billboard everywhere. She is all over the place. And this has caused a lot of animosity with a lot of people, and maybe my opinion is different. I don't really know, but I believe that it is unproductive to be up online yelling at Addison Rae. Like, I don't think spending your energy and your time yelling at Addison Rae, being upset with Addison Rae is really the energy that you should be putting out into the world, because Addison Rae is just a product of white supremacy. Addison Rae did not invent the system that she is benefiting from 10 times over. Now, what really is getting everyone up in arms is Addison Rae's new Netflix movie basically came out a couple weeks ago. It did well. People watched the movie. And Addison Rae, so people are saying, just inked the deal to basically do multiple movies with Netflix. And yesterday that news broke and everyone had so much to say about it. Now, I want to get this out of the way. Netflix is literally like the McDonald's of streaming services. I have been saying this before TikTok people were saying this. I have been on Twitter saying this for literally a year and a half. I have nothing for Netflix. I don't really like Netflix for this reason. Netflix to me is all about getting people to watch immediately and don't put any quality into what they create. Like, some stuff is quality, but 9 times out of 10 they give you very fast TV shows. Like, they just seem cheaply made. They seem cheap, poorly acted. Like, Netflix is just really not that girl. So the thought that people are really irate about Addison Rae doing a Netflix show is really bizarre to me, because no, Addison Rae cannot act. She cannot act, but she don't act no worse than several other people and several other things on Netflix. So I was sitting up here like, when did Netflix become like this place where everyone who acts, like, everyone's not going to be Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, and Jake Gyllenhaal on Netflix. Like, some people are going to get the crumbs of Netflix, and that's where Addison Rae comes in. Like, Addison Rae is not the worst actor on that platform. I am so sorry. She is in good company with a whole bunch of other people who have Netflix shows who cannot act. Netflix is where you go when you know your talent ain't all the way there, or maybe your TV show ain't all the way good, but you want a bag, and Netflix is always there to give somebody a bag. So people being really upset with Addison Rae was really shocking to me, because here is the thing. I just said earlier, right? Addison Rae is not the most talented person in the world. Addison Rae kind of don't got too many talents, except for, you know, being Addison Rae. But here is the thing. Like I said earlier in the video, Addison Rae did not create the system that she is benefiting from. So therefore, being loud at Addison Rae really only comes from one place in particular, and it is jealousy. And that's going to be like, oh my God, if you are black, you should be jealous of Addison Rae, because black influencers are passed over on so many things, and white influencers get to do absolutely nothing, and they get the entire world. So if you are a black creative, if you are a black person who is trying to make it in the film industry, in any industry, the makeup industry, and you just see Addison Rae being given things just because she is Addison Rae, you have every right to be upset. The thing that is shocking to me is white people who be the loudest about Addison Rae. If you're not willing to unpack your own white supremacy in ways that you benefit from white supremacy, it is really hard for me as a black person to care about you, a white person, being mad at Addison Rae. Because here is the thing, we can all say there is nothing special about Addison Rae except for the fact that Addison Rae benefits from all types of privilege. But if Addison Rae wasn't in her position, there would just be another white person in Addison Rae's position. That's why I say Addison Rae is just a figurehead of a system that is built on white supremacy. There would just be another Addison Rae. And if you would have got on TikTok a couple of years earlier, you could have been that person. So the idea when white people be all irate at Addison Rae, it's really confusing to me, because I'm like, you benefit from this same system. Like, we're seeing it right now with Addison Rae, but there are several other people in Hollywood right now who y'all give all types of praise, who are also benefiting from the same privilege that Addison Rae is benefiting from. People in corporate jobs moving up the corporate ladder off white supremacy. People at regular jobs moving up the ladder because of white supremacy. People getting into colleges because of white supremacy. People not flunking out of colleges because of white supremacy. Look at sports. People getting sports deals because of white supremacy. People being able to recover from things that black people and other people aren't able to recover from, types of scandals, because they are white. Like, we see this same system at work in all types of places in life, and white people have no problem when what they benefit from it. So when I see certain white people be the loudest about Addison Rae getting things, I'm like, Addison Rae did not create this system. Like, but I think number one, this also is going to be a hot take. A lot of people get upset with influencers getting things, and that's just something you guys have to unpack. People feel like influencers shouldn't get paid for nothing. Influencers shouldn't do nothing. Influencing isn't real work. And so when an influencer is doing this, it's met with so much vitriol. We can start there, and then Addison Rae is a young girl, and we know that comes with its own vitriol. So then there's that. But I'm like, Addison Rae ain't the only one sitting out here with not a crumb of talent or charisma, but it's just getting the entire world. Like, look around, and y'all go up for several people who are doing that. So it's really puzzling to me when I'm like, where is all of this coming from? But this same noise really isn't given to all the other white people who are able to make it to where they are off of whiteness. We're not going to sit here and pretend like white people aren't up and down every single streaming service and they're getting there off the talent. We're not going to do it. There are a bunch of talentless white people running around all types of industries, all types of spaces, all types of institutions, and they're getting there on white supremacy alone. So don't sit up here as a white person and give me all your Addison Rae takes, all your Addison Rae takes. No, your man is not you. That's what I'm going to say. A lot of the white people who are the loudest about Addison Rae are just mad it is not them, and they know it could have been them. But when black people who are creators, we're mad at Addison Rae, we're upset with Addison Rae because we are seeing in real time what white supremacy is doing. We are seeing with our own eyes something we have been told didn't exist for a long time. When we point out white privilege, when we point out pretty privilege, which is just white supremacy markers for who deserves things and who does not, we are told that's not real. If you just work hard enough, you get those things. You get those things and it does not matter. But we've been always saying, like, that's not true. That is simply not true. You can be the most popular person on your platform and you still would not get a thing. If a black person, which many black people did, started TikTok when Addison Rae did, they would still not be on the same level as Addison Rae. You could literally have done the exact same stuff that Addison Rae had done on TikTok, did word for word, bar for bar, did everything that she did, and if you were a black person, you would still be on TikTok dancing. You would not be on Netflix. You would not be going to Met Galas. You would not be in Sephora. You would not be anywhere, because we do not have the precedent to prove that is a thing that happens. Even the most successful black influencers do not have a crumb of what even a middle grade white influencer has. Like, being a white person in this world gives you everything, and we have been saying this before, and Addison Rae is just a product of that. So a lot of people who are white, who just now open up their eyes to this, I'm just like, You benefit from this privilege every day. And also, many white people are proud of this privilege. How many times have we seen people say, I got pretty privilege and I'm not afraid to use it, but many of you are happy about the privilege that you do have, and you wield it around like a baton, and then all of a sudden, when you see somebody with a lot more and using their privilege as well, you want to because you're jealous. And I don't want to minimize the people who have real critiques of Addison Rae and what Addison Rae is doing. That's why I say, if you're going to have a conversation about Addison Rae and what Addison Rae is doing, you need to really have an intentional conversation about Addison Rae. Just saying Addison Rae is talentless and she don't deserve this and she don't deserve that. You guys know I have videos upon videos talking about who you to decide who deserves what. Like, who are you to decide who deserves what? Like, really? Especially when you go up for other mediocre white people. Like, we can talk about how the white girls don't deserve the same things the black girls deserve, but we're not gonna, when we're drawing straws, mediocre white person to mediocre white person, like, it's all the same. It is all the same. So unless you're going to have an intentional conversation about the privilege that Addison Rae is able to lean into, and how that same privilege run amok all amongst every industry in America, then you're not having the conversation. You just want to, slap Addison Rae upside the head because you think it's fun. And I don't want to do that. I do not want to do that. Now, I don't have to, I'm not coming to the defense of Addison Rae, because far be it from me to die on the hill of that white girl. But I do think it's funny. I think it's comical when I see white people up and down Twitter talking about some Addison Rae got this and Addison, and I'm like, but 2 days ago you was talking about the thing you got that you didn't deserve. Like, that is just the name of the game, and the game is white supremacy. So what we need to do is have a conversation about white supremacy. But the same people who want to talk about Addison Rae do not want to dismantle white supremacy, because they know the ways in which they benefit from that system. So if you're not willing to fully dissect the system, what exactly are you doing with Addison Rae? What exactly are you trying to do? Because a thing that bothers me so, and y'all do it all of the time. So Addison Rae has a film deal with Netflix. Okay, whatever. And so you guys then find all the creatives of color that you can think of, and there ain't many you can think of because you don't actually care about creators of color, and you say, Addison Rae has a film deal, but this Asian person, this black person, this person, they don't have anything, and you think you're doing something. Using a black person to shit on a white person in that type of way ain't doing what you think it's doing, because the only time y'all do care about black creatives is when y'all are doing these comparisons to tear down that specific white creator. Like, you don't need to use this creator and that creator to tear down Addison Rae, because what you're not doing is dismantling white supremacy. What you're doing is only paying attention to black people when you want to make a point, when you want to make a little point that, oh my gosh, oh, the industry is racist or da-da-da. But it's like, you don't pay attention to this person's work outside of that. You don't see how that is the problem. Using black people and black people's experiences only when you are trying to take down a particular person is not doing what you think you're doing. You're still using black people for your own disgusting agendas. Like, if you really want black people to have things, you should be pouring into black people daily. You should be tuning into black people's work daily. You should not only care about bringing up black and other people of color's work when it's time to shit on Addison Rae. Like, cause for what? Like, really invest in black work, really invest in black people, and really invest in blackness in an everyday basis. So when it is time to be like, oh, Addison Rae has this, but guess what? If you don't want to watch Addison Rae, guess who's doing this, and this? But y'all can't do it because y'all don't care about black people. You can't even name any of the projects from the black influencers that you are trying to use to shit on Addison Rae, and that is the problem right there. You don't actually care about the work that black creators are doing. You only care about bringing up black people when it's time to shit on Addison Rae, and don't no black person on this earth want to be used to shit on this little white girl. Like, no, that's not giving me anything. You are not giving anything to me. You are not helping me in any way when you do that. When you start comparing us to other people, like, it's not doing anything for us. Actually invest your time in the work that these Black creators are doing, and then it matters. These Asian creators are doing, like, actually do that. Don't sit there and just bring up our names when it's time to tear somebody else down. Don't nobody want to be a part of that. No one wants to be a part of it. And that's why I say y'all don't actually care about dissecting white supremacy, because you go up for every mediocre white man in the industry. So you don't actually care about dissecting white supremacy. You just, every now and then, there's a new white girl on the block who you want to shit on. And then until you use Black people to do that, and then when that's done, when Addison Rae goes away, you'll then stop caring about Black people, and then another mediocre white person will come along, and then you'll pick up Black people again and use them to shit on that new person. It is just like nothing is being changed. Nothing is being changed. Black people are still not getting the opportunity. So if you are not invested in getting Black people actual opportunities, but only invested in using our oppression to bring down somebody else, then you part of the problem, boo. Then you part of the problem, boo. And I hate it. I hate it for it to seem like I am over here like caping for Addison Rae, because I really do not care. I didn't even watch a little Netflix movie. I'm not gonna watch her Netflix movie. Like, I am invested in nothing Addison Rae. I just find it really bizarre the times you guys pick and choose to care about nepotism, the times you pick and choose to care about pretty privilege, white supremacy, all of these things. I'm like, it's so funny when y'all choose to care about these things, and then other times y'all simply do not care. For example, remember that tweet that Addison Rae put up, which was tone deaf and nasty? She should have known better. She was gonna get ate up. But when she said she dropped out of journalism school, but she's still a correspondent at whatever fight she was a correspondent at, everybody was up in arms. I am so sorry. Do y'all see the people who are correspondents? Do y'all think many of them, and journalists, do y'all think many of them are getting there on good merit, especially the white ones? Like, I am so sorry. Addison Rae did not create journalism and people only getting to certain places because they knew somebody. That is the name of the game. So many of these high places that people aspire to be at are literally run amok by people knowing people being popular, people wanting the most clicks. That is what a lot of this is about. It is not about getting there on good merit. So the fact that you only care when Addison Rae does it, like I said, once again, just says you jealous as her. You jealous as her. But it's just like, this is just white supremacy. Like I said, you have no problem when it's just run of the muck white supremacy. But if you can put a face to it, that's when you want to be the loudest. And I'm not about to sit up here and scream at Addison Rae all day. Addison Rae is just benefiting from a systemic issue that leaves Black people with nothing. Like I said, Black people, Black creators on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and every place in between, Instagram, have been saying forever that Black creators get paid pennies on the dollars to white influencers. It doesn't matter where you are. The most popular Black creators don't even get paid what middle grade white creators get paid. And we've been saying this forever, and no one has cared. And no one has cared. How many Patreon ambassador videos did I talk about this stuff? How this is literally the name of the game. In order for you to even be able to sustain yourself as a Black creator, you have to go out and find opportunities for yourself, and you have to advocate for yourself every single day, because no one else is going to bring up your name. The only people who are going to bring up your name is other Black influencers and other Black creatives. But in a wide range, no one is checking for you. No one is checking for you. And then maybe the biggest Black influencers get checked on, and then everyone else at the bottom fights for the crumbs. That is literally how it works. Let's dismantle that. Let's have a conversation about that, because I promise you, people who are really in the creator game and really have skin in the game do not care about dunking on Addison Rae all day. This is about the livelihood of Black creators. So many Black creators don't get to do this for as long as they should have done this because they didn't get the opportunities that they deserve. And so it gets defeating. Either you just get defeated and you don't want to do it anymore because trying to fight white supremacy is literally a Goliath feat, or you just simply don't have the funds to continue to do it. You simply don't have the funds to do it. And so let's discuss that. That is the conversation that needs to happen. But y'all rather just be online talking about Addison Rae all all day and not really caring about the issues, not really having a conversation about this stuff. Like I said, I don't care about Addison Rae. I do not. I am not sitting up here trying to cap for her. So if you want to go down in the comments and say, Ken, you a coonie, you trying, I don't give a damn. What I care about is black creatives getting what they deserve. And dunking on Addison Rae is not going to do that, because all the people who participate in that type of stuff do not care about actually dismantling white supremacy, because we can go to them old tweets. We can go to your tweets where you're talking about pretty privilege and I like her just because she's pretty and she might be a nepotism baby, but I like her, and ooh, I know he can't act, but he's cute, and I know he can't sing, but he's cute, and you know, I have pretty privilege and I don't care about it. I get things because I'm cute. And then, so you play right into this same white supremacist system, but you just get mad when somebody got a little bit more than you. Somebody got a little bit more than you, and meanwhile, black creators are begging for looks, begging for someone to care, someone to just say, you know what, we want to give you something, and black creators don't get those things. So I say all of this to say, Addison Rae is not the issue. Addison Rae does not need to turn down anything that she is getting offered. Would you? Would you turn down any of it? Absolutely not. But it's the fact that Addison Rae is offered these things. And we need to have a conversation about, why do people like Addison Rae get offered these things and black creators don't? The best of the black creators don't. That's why I said in a video earlier, like, black mediocrity deserves to win. So often we're like, the black good people don't get to win. And it's like, all black people deserve to win, because white mediocrity gets to win every single day. It is a racism issue. I'm not about to sit up here and yell at Addison Rae for absolutely nothing. Like, it just, like, Addison Rae is just benefiting from a system that will always allow the Addison Raes of the world to benefit from that system. Like I said, if it was not Addison Rae, it would be another person. If it wasn't Addison, that person, it would be another person after that. Notice how these same white girls keep coming after one after the other, one after the other. If it ain't Emma Chamberlain, it's Dixie, it's Charlie, it's Addison. Like, they just keep coming one after the other, because that's the system. They keep churning them out. They keep churning out. They keep churning them out. Now, I stand Emma Chamberlain low key, but let's move on. Like, they keep churning them out. They keep churning them out, because that is how they work. So instead of bringing up black people in spite of these particular people, let's actually invest in black work. Let's actually invest in black people and invest in the conversation. Have intentional conversations about this type of stuff, because I promise you, just yelling at, let's say Addison Rae leaves. Let's say Addison Rae's like, you guys, you know what? You guys are right. I suck. I can't act. I can't sing. I'm not even that charismatic. What should I do? And I'm going to just go and, you know, wherever I was before all of this stuff. What you think going to happen next? You think a black girl, Addison Rae, is going to get the Netflix deal? It doesn't work that way. They'll just find someone who is up next, another white girl who is also popular, will then go get the deal. You see, that's the problem. You can eliminate Addison Rae altogether from the picture and the same outcome would still happen. A white girl will get a Netflix deal she don't deserve. So what? So what are we going to do? What are we going to do to make sure black people are getting those things? That's the conversation that needs to be had. A productive conversation about those things. Now, of course, Addison Rae does not need to be up here boasting and brag. I hear you. I hear you. I am not caping for Addison Rae or Addison Rae's behavior or Addison Rae having things. None of those things. You guys already know I don't play the deserve game. Who deserves what? Who deserves it? Because I'm sure you're a hater who gonna dislike this video on the other side of the comment saying, Ken, you don't deserve the stuff you have. So I'm not gonna play the deserve game about nobody. But what I am gonna say is there are so many talented black creatives, so many talented black actors, actresses, all of these things who don't get a crumb of it, and that's what we need to be discussing, because we've been saying this forever. And so you people who be on Twitter and be all of this about Addison Rae, but you have nothing to say, you've never once tried to get a black person in an opportunity, and I'm talking about white folks, by the way. You've never once tried to get a black person put on, never once said a black person's name in a room where they could really benefit from it. you don't get to say shit. You're just mad it's not you. You just mad it's this white girl and not you as the white girl. And I don't want to play them games because y'all use this same exact system to get ahead in whatever field that you are in. And now when it's Addison Rae, you wanna talk big. You wanna talk big. But when a black person trying to come for your spot and say you don't deserve it, it's all of a sudden, oh my God, these minorities always trying to get something. They always trying to get handouts. You're called. Your T is called. It's handouts when somebody want to come for your spot you don't deserve. But then it's Addison Rae and you got all this mouth. No. Let's stop white supremacy everywhere, right? Let's stop white supremacy everywhere. So we can give Addison Rae's things to somebody else, but also let's take yours too, boo. Let's take yours too, boo. Let's see if you deserve it. Let's go pull them college transcripts. Let's go see if you got in trouble with the law and you probably should have, not been in certain positions. Let's see whose daddy gave you a job. Let's see how you got some of the things you got. Let's go look into it. Let's stop white supremacy everywhere. Anyways, that is the end of this video. I love you guys so much and I will see you guys in the next one.